So Naughty Dog is easily my favorite studio when it comes to developing games. They have two teams in their studio. One we know is developing the Uncharted PlayStation 4, and the other team just finished The Last of Us Left Behind DLC. So what are they up to now? Even though it's not announced, or I don't think it's coming anytime soon, I am betting to bet money that this second team will be developing The Last of Us 2. Let me know in the comments below if you think The Last of Us 2 is going to happen and what you think it's going to be about. I'm sure it's happening because A, it sold really well, especially for a new IP. B, it had really good critical acclaim. I think it has the most Game of the Year awards of every game ever. And both those together tell Sony that there is demand for a new game. It also takes into the fact, even if they were going to develop and build like a new engine and everything completely, at least they still have the lore of The Last of Us, which is still built. So they don't need to add extra development time to build that up because they've already figured that out. So in my opinion, I'm sure this is going to get developed, but I think there's a more interesting question is what is The Last of Us 2 going to be about? This is really hard for me to guess. So three possibilities I think it could be is, number one, they could continue the story of Joel and Ellie, like past where they got up to at the end of The Last of Us. I think this is the least likely, and sadly I don't think Ellie would be in any more Last of Us games, which is sad because she's probably my favorite character ever. I think the fact that in Naughty Dog games they kind of go through both a journey physically, but they also go through an emotional journey, and I think the journey between Joel and Ellie, with them getting to know each other and then finally them kind of Ellie seeing Joel as like a fatherly figure and stuff like that, that was their emotional journey that they've already gone through, and that was what Naughty Dog wanted to tell. And I can't think of anything else that could be that impactful, like that they could go through emotionally than that. Them as a pair, I mean, it could happen, but yeah, I think it's the least likely. So number two, I think, which is more likely than that they could follow Joel in his early days, so past the outbreak. There's actually a lot of interesting things they could go through there, like it is a 20-year period, so they could go through him and Tommy, like what they do together, and how like Joel's morals have like slowly disintegrated into pretty much nothing, or him and Tess. There's a lot of possibilities that they could go through there. The only problems with prequels is, like, for example, they can't make a situation where you think Joel or Tommy is gonna die because you know they're alive in the actual Last of Us, so they can't really do that. As well, bringing back that emotional journey thing, obviously he's gonna be going through things about his daughter again, but because we've already sort of seen that, I mean, it's not 100% resolved with Ellie there, but we've sort of seen that get fixed a bit, so I don't know if going back in time and having him deal with that again is going to be again as compelling as the emotional journey of Joel and Ellie. But yeah, there is a lot of potential here, and Joel is a recognizable character, so that helps boost sales for Last of Us 2. And number three, which is I think is the most likely in my opinion, is you follow completely different characters. So they could address like the early outbreak, you could be a scientist, you could be like a billion different things. And doing this allows Naughty Dog to again create emotion. They can do a different emotional journey. I obviously have no idea what. And you can have characters die and it doesn't affect the flow of the timeline. Whatever does happen though, I really do hope that there is a Last of Us 2. Last of Us was such a special game, and the DLC as well. Thank you for watching, guys. If you have any more opinions, you can leave it in the comments below. One last thing, I have a sister a bit younger than me who is doing a major coursework report right now on video games and video game culture. Part of that is doing a survey on people, and since I know all you guys know about video games, it's probably beneficial for her to get some data from people that know about it. So if you're willing to take a couple of minutes, I'll link it here, I'll link it in the description, I'll link it in the comment section. So if you could answer that, that would be awesome. Tweet at me if you have or something and I'll follow you back, or I'll subscribe to your channel or something like that. Thank you so much for that. If you're new to this channel and you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!